turned it over to Thomson and let Thomson turn the game around and let Thomson dictate to them, and I thought it was very, very ordinary football.
Well, we're about due to start. The umpire moving in, making sure the people are off the ground, and we're not far from start in the third quarter. So umpire with the footy, holds it aloft, the siren has sounded, and the second half is underway here at Osborne Park. Up goes the footy, comes down, Thomson get the first tap clear into their forward line straight away, but not able to clear the centre circle until Dale Benzies picks up the footy, running out very hard at the footy. There was Dale Morrison. On the left foot, the full forward Cowan crashed his way through a tackle. A little handball to Daniels. Daniels the pot shot from 20 on the left foot, and Stevie Daniels has missed, but very good start for the Thomson side. Behind to them takes it to 5-4-34. They trail North Geelong 6-5-41 on the Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard third quarter. Other half-time scores: East Geelong 4-5 trail West Cricket Footy Club 7-4. Werribee Central's 10-3 lead Corio 7-9. Bellpost Hill 9-7 lead Belmont Lions 6-2, and Anarchy 8-3 just behind Bannockburn 9-4. So the Wind playing havoc with a few scores there.
Yeah, well, the Hills got back in the game, obviously, Eric.
Well, from the kick in, the ball went wide to Russell Hearn. He went back across the ground to Paul Price. They're bringing it down the attacking side now, the North Geelong side. Well, an attempted bounce there by the North Geelong player, and that was Daniel Gibbs. And finally, well, it's a bit error riddled at the moment. The ball comes to Zitko on half forward. Nice little handball to Dale, to Matthew Armstrong. Terrible kick into the forward line, but it's up there. Lockwood, he attacks it, but Petterwood gets there first for Thomson, and Petterwood's got one over the shoulder, I'd suggest, and that is the case. And Petterwood on half-back flank for Thomson has got the free kick. So Petterwood now. Well, fine. Oh, Daniels had a bit of cream puff, it would have splattered all over his face because he dropped the easiest chest mark. Handball comes clear to Harrington. Handball to Longstaff. He tries to handball the ball away. Now, well, he was absolutely doing nothing with the footy under him, and I guess a lot of umpires are paying that, but the two umpires today, Laurie, don't seem to be paying the footy underneath them.
No, I think there was a free kick there, Eric.
Ball comes down, Russell Hearn, he's fumbled. And I tell you what, a fumble today is absolutely critical because the tacklers are so persistent. And Pete, you know, really you've got to grab it first time and go.
And I think it's necessary to keep pushing the ball along, especially when you're into the breeze, and I don't think both teams are really using that to their advantage.
Ball pushed over the boundary line now between centre wing and half forward for North Geelong. And that's on the
man in camera there. I think he's been very, very good at pushing the ball out. Little quick handballs under the pack, and that's Paddy Burns. Paddy
Burns has played a very good game in the middle of the ground. And the ball out of bounds, about to come in there. Robertson in front. Lazic perhaps gets the tap from the back, but Robertson, the second effort, pushes the ball further forward. Lockwood, he pushes it along the ground, picked up there by Gibbs David. He tries to progress it further. Paul Price tries to back through the pack and did it rather well. Tries to handball the ball along the ground. Finally, he gets it clear, and it's David Gibbs who runs toward the forward area. But gee, the kick only had to be on line, and it was almost a certain goal. But it is offline. It is a behind, and on the Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard, third quarter, 6-42 North Geelong. They lead Thomson 5-4-34, and we've been playing 3.5 minutes into the third quarter.
Getting back what Peter just said before, that was another sloppy kick. I think that should have been a better result than that, and that's where North Geelong are falling down at the moment, just wasting the opportunities.
Yeah, here's the difference, I think, from the last 10-minute quarter of that last quarter that I gave North a bit of a bagging. Mickey Gann's kicked out, and he's kicked it outside 50. And I think that's very important when you're trying to defend. You kick it as long as you possibly can. Ball goes up, Robinson gets a clear knockdown, but looking for Price, can't find him, but can find Russell Hearn. Hearn chips it around the corner, and lucks of fortune, David Gibbs just chipped in there, about 25 metres out, 45-degree angle, and has taken a good mark for the North Geelong side.
Probably wasn't bad vision, Laurie, because the gap was there. Gibbs was heading that way, and probably to his credit, Russell Hearn just, I think, out of the corner of the eye, just chipped it with the left foot across the body.
Yeah, I think it was good play on both parties there, Eric, to drop in there and one to have a vision to see him, and I think he slotted it.
Yeah, good goal.
So that's a fantastic goal into the breeze for the North Geelong side off the boot of David Gibbs. And on the Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard now, 7:6:48 North Geelong. Moving away from Thomson, 5:4:34, and that's 5 minutes into the third quarter, and that's a crucial goal.
It's a good goal, and what Peter said before, I mean, they paddled the ball along the boundary line and worked it up to the ground. I mean, it's important that you probably try and get a goal when you get in the forward line, but it's also important that Thomson don't have it out at the end of the ground, and if you've got to paddle along and just push along, well, that's good play, and yeah, they're certainly working fairly hard.
It's like a player now with a cramp in the North Geelong forward area.
Ball thrown up again. Robinson this time against Lazic. Lazic gets the clear knockdown. It goes as far as Anderton. Anderton, quick hands looking for Daniels, can't find him, and the ball spilled the ground. Picked up by Rowe from North Geelong. But not much talk there from his mates, and he's been run down, and that was a very good tackle. I think it was by young Daniels. Turns, looking across the ground for Rubberman himself, Aitchison. He can't get control of it. Menzies can. Looks for a little handball to Aitchison. Aitchison over to Gardner. That sounds similar in the past. And a very, very good kick down, and Aaron Bradley has taken the mark. Bradley, about 55 metres out. He's actually running in as if to say, well, I might make the distance here. He puts it onto the boot. A very long kick, and yeah, timely, well done there by Robinson, who'd run down from the ruck, which any good ruckman would do. Shows his maturity and has been able to help it through for 1 point.
So 5:35 Thomson. They trail North Geelong 7:6:48. That's 6.5 minutes into the third quarter on the Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard. From the kick in, that's wide to half-back flank. Daniels in front, grabbed by Rowe without the footy. The umpire agrees, and it is Daniels of Thomson who has the free kick outside 50 on the boundary. Centres the footy, and that's sensible. At the back there, oh, Bradley, I reckon, dropped a very easy mark, but I'll tell you what, it's been picked up by Costello. He's kicked it across the body, and that's a sensational goal from Kane Costello of the Thomson side. And the sixth for them. They move now to 6:5:41. They trail North Geelong 7:6:48 on the Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard. And Laurie, the perfect rover.
Yeah, perfect, Eric, and it was probably scrappy football, but at least the idea was right to get into the spot there right on top of the goal square, and you know, that's the sort of footy it's going to be today. And once it hit the ground, he rode beautifully and was able to snap truly.
I know you wouldn't want the goal square to be cramped up when you're kicking with the breeze, but Aaron Bradley's been down there twice now and has had some input into both those goals.
Well, he's got the ball to ground, Peter,
from the wing,
and that's important, isn't it?
From the centre, Robertson punches it forward for North Geelong, but well, Thomson doing very well at the drop of the footy in the centre, but on this occasion can't clear it. And yeah, going back to the point you made there, Bradley running off centre wing, like he's 6'2" or 3.
Yeah.
He's very handy, isn't he?
Gives him a target when he floats into that gap in front of him.
Generally, I just feel, Laurie, in the first few minutes the ball's flowing a bit better.
Yes, I think they have to do that, Eric, and Thomson in a just a nice mark.
So the ball kicked the centre half forward, but Darryl Jones with the headband there has taken the mark for the North Geelong side. He finds Sakita on centre wing, handball over to the running Armstrong. He's chipped the ball there to Lockwood. Here go North Geelong, they've got the player loose. Lockwood runs his full measure, drives it to the goal square. Well, it's one-on-one up there. Good defensive work by Steen of Thomson. Come back to Harrington. Harrington, well,
well done.
Magnificent pot shot, but just touched on the line there by Steen. So a behind on that occasion to Kane Harrington, but it is another behind to the North Geelong side. 7:49. They lead Thomson 6:5:41. 9 minutes third quarter on the Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard. Mickey Gann once again doing the kicking in for the Thomson side. He's, as Peter said earlier, well outside 50. The punch down has come to Friars, and he's found the leading player in Longstaff for North Geelong, deep in the forward pocket. Kicking into the breeze in this third quarter. Longstaff, long kick to the head of the goal square. Up high is Ray Robertson. Can't take the mark, unfortunately, for North Geelong. And off his hands, the ball is dribbled over the boundary line, a metre from the behind post. So deep in the attacking area for North Geelong once again in this third quarter. In comes the footy, and Djokovic uses the body, taps it to the back. Lazic can't pick it up for Thomson. Thomson try to push it along off the ground. Well, Rowe in the middle of that pack, he's working extremely hard trying to get the footy. And Djokovic, well, he's absolutely done a miraculous job to get a kick on that. He did 2 blind turns and threw the footy on the left foot, but unfortunately a fraction offline. But another behind to North Geelong. The last 3 or 4 minutes doing all of the attacking. 7-8-50, lead Thomson 6-5-41.
Interesting to see where Mick goes again this time.
Again, brings the ball back into play, straight down the middle, another magnificent kick out over the back of the pack. Lazic can't get it, it can Gardner, but he's winning the race to the ball. Ahern chips in front and tries to bury. He can't do so. Gardner now does pick it up, looks out for Bradley. Bradley gives him a possession on the wing. Central wing, plays on very quickly, looking down the ground for where Anderton goes with the ball. Bounces wrong, Menzies picks it up. Quick handball over to Costello. Costello looks for a leading Cowans, but over his head. 3-1 now, Magpies against the Tommy Tigers. Little chip kick out, and Daryl Jones will slow things down deep in the back line for North Geelong. Crosses play over to where he was looking for a short pass, only as far as, I think it's the number 48 in Brett Anderton has put the big long arms up.
I think he was too tall.
I think that was the problem, and he's taken maybe the blow to Daryl's head earlier might have kind of put his senses out of it. He's going to mark about 15 metres out. Fairly acute angle, but at this stage of the game you think he'd be odds on to kick this one.
Left footer though. And
he likes it.
Foot, I tell you what, so does Cowans in the goal square, I think. And so does the goal umpire. So second goal actually for the day to Brett Anderton, and that's the 7th to the Thomson side. 7-5-47. They just trailed North Geelong by 3.7850 on the Lexus and Wyndham scoreboard. And Laurie, I think what Daryl Jones tried to do was okay. He had nothing to kick to on the western side of the ground, but it's just he didn't put enough oomph into the kick.
Well, exactly right, Eric. You could see him looking up for someone. There was no option, so I guess he thought, well, I'll switch the player across the other side, and he just didn't quite get it up over his head.
Mate, with the age of footy amongst a lot of us in this commentary box, I think we've seen Collingwood colours do that a few times, haven't we?
We certainly haven't. I don't think Daryl will be too happy about that, but that's footy, I guess.
Should we remind him later?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
No. So that's 12 minutes into the third quarter. Up it goes once again. And certainly in this quarter, Ray Robinson rucking very, very strongly in the centre of the ground for North Geelong, but neither side able to clear the ball from that throw up there. So umpire the footy just on the attacking side of the centre circle for the North Geelong side. On that occasion, Lazic gets a tap away, also follows up, gets the first kick. Costello has a great tackle there by Sakita of North Geelong. Hearn, he actually picks the footy up, but he can't get clear with it. And the umpire puts a whistle on play, and Paddy Burns hands it back to Noel Hooper, officiating here today. Umpire puts it up. Robertson again, the tap down. Well, as he follows through...
I think that was a good decision.
Yeah,
a lot of the crowd would have said that was a bit high.
I mean, probably Bradley did a good job to intercept, but as he took the ball, he ducked down. Now the ball comes to ground once again. Russell Hearn twists, turns, finally gets clear, kicks the ball wide to centre wing. There's a race for the footy. David Gibbs in good position, runs forward for North Geelong, kicks it high in the air. Well, and Djokovic, very good lead, very good mark in front of Aitchison, and you don't often beat Andrew Aitchison in a one-on-one like that. And, terrific mark. The lead is Longstaff at full forward, comes off hands to Harrington, now to Lockwood. Lockwood on the left foot, but dropping back into the last line of defence is Paddy Burns there of the Thomson club, and he marks almost in the defensive 10-metre square. Burns of Thomson, looking for somewhere to put the ball. Goes for the drop punt, goes wide. It's 2-1 Thomson's favour. Lazic, well, look away handball, gets it to Maharis. He goes back to, well, Lazic was in a bit of bother, but he's good enough to get out of it. But in position there is McCarthy. McCarthy intercepts for North Geelong. Little chip pass, and in front of our broadcast position he has found Daniel Gibbs. He chips it again, and Fryers, who's done quite well since he came on, has taken the mark for the North Geelong side. He's got a chip pass again, and it's Russell Hearn. So North Geelong, they're just chipping the footy around, they're retaining possession, but they need to get up the ground and do some scoring. There's another nice little lead into position for North Geelong by Sakita. Well, he's put Ray Robertson under enormous pressure with that pass, but Stewie Benyon, terrific job to smother the handball. Finally it's Gibbs, back to Jones. Now Darryl Jones in the centre of the ground. That's a better pass, and he's found Kane Harrington. Now he runs on and he's clear, but Harrington hasn't seen him. He's chipped straight down the middle of the corridor, and North Geelong still with possession through David Gibbs. And probably, Laurie, for 2 or 3 minutes they've had possession, haven't gained much ground.
Well, I think they've had 10 kicks at Thomson, none just yet, and they've still got possession of the ball. That's good work. They've waited for the right option, and they've got it across and with every chance to kick a goal.
Well, that was a wonderful lead there from young Zitko. He led, and a one grab mark over the top there of Steen. Steen did a good job to try to get in front of him. For Zitko here, the opportunity to increase the North Geelong lead. They're 3 points in front at the moment.
Pretty ordinary manning up there by Thomson, like right through there. They've picked up 5 or 6 kicks and really no pressure, North Geelong.
Good point. Zitko now, 35 metres, 45 degree angle. We're behind the line of the kick. Moves in and, well, got too close to the man the mark, I'd say. The ball is still in play. No, it's not. Goal umpire is finally gives it a behind. So
we'll get a bit excited then with what it was.
Yeah.
Pushed back into play.
So a behind there to Zitko, and to North Geelong they go to 7-9-51. They lead Thomson 7-5-47. 16 minutes into the second quarter on the Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard. Laurie, probably not enough.
No, look, I don't see this going through my mind there. I think they're missing Rory Priddle, actually, Eric, and they seem to go forward and have nothing up there today. And
this time Gann has pulled it back into play with a long kick, finding Gardner. Gardner straight down through Menzies. Menzies spoils a little bit there, but gets control back again. Very, very good tackle there as Dale Menzies went to take possession of that ball. He was tackled by Gibbs, and the free kick has gone Gibbs' way. Gibbs, a little short chip kick up to Price. Price plays on down the central wing. Big left foot kick into no man's land. We'll watch them run onto it. Anderton runs onto it. He gets possession of the ball, turns, little chip kick back looking for the number 29 in the Thomson side. And I don't think that is Kerwood. I think that's Wolfenden changed jumpers due to the blood rule. He gets control again, kicks it down looking for Maharis. Maharis can't get control but does get a hand away to Anderton. Anderton through Bradley. Bradley runs right into Ray Robinson. Very unlucky there, but did turn the ball over. Robinson quickly plays on through the centre of the ground to Hearn. Hearn looking to cross the ball to the far side, which is probably not the place to go, but ball gets punched to ground. Picked up Daniels. Daniels very quickly with hands goes on through a teammate who centres the ball back towards a very, very short lineup of Thomson players, and the ball was marked there by the number 24 in Mark Walsh.
Goes wide to Armstrong. Armstrong finds Rowe on centre wing, and he's marked it just inside the boundary. Armstrong now runs on, accepts a kick again from Rowe, and I don't know whether North gained too much out of that little exercise, because he's kicked it toward the boundary line again, and off hands and feet it's going to be over the boundary line just ahead there of Mark Walsh of North Geelong. So North, they're hanging on, they're kicking against the breeze in this third quarter. We've been playing 18 minutes, that's 7-9, plays 7-5, North just in front. Ball comes in, Lazic takes the throw in, gets a handball forward, picked up there by Lockwood, over to Hearn by hand. Well, the handball went astray on that occasion, and David Gibbs couldn't control it, and stacks on the mill once again, and the umpire will move in between centre wing and half forward flank, outer side here at the Osborne Park. Umpire Stokes puts the footy up. In fact, it was umpire Hooper, comes to ground. Hearn again at the base of the pack at the footy. Picked up there by David Gibbs, chipped it over the top. Well, could have been a free kick perhaps to Harrington on that occasion. Kicked off the ground, and Gibbs once again kicks it back to the full forward position, but Aitchison in the road. Well, he's chipped into a dangerous position here because North Geelong perhaps outnumbered Thomson, and finally a little chip kick there. Hand would have been magnificent, and Mark Walsh not up to the task because, well, there's a free kick down the ground, not seen by the umpire, and Thomson retained possession.
Oh, well done.
Over the top to Maharis. Maharis to Aaron Bradley, and Bradley to the full forward position. A strong lead there by Cowans, and as Laurie's been pointing out for about 2.5 quarters, that's the way Thomson have to go into this forward line, kicking with the breeze. Mark Cowans be kicking from 50, breeze directly at his back, and the opportunity to increase his margin of goals. 3 already today. Mark Cowans. We're behind the line of the kick. I'll tell you what, he's kicked right across the body and out of bounds on the full. Well, that's a terrible miss for a full forward, Laurie.
No, that's not a very good kick at all, is it, Eric? And I know he's a left footer, but he's really hooked that one. It's not too flash at all. That was a good build-up, Peter, there, wasn't there? There was a couple of little 1%ers in there.
That was a great kick. Yeah. Great kick to Cowans on the lead.
Deserved better.
Certainly did.
But this is playing...
I tell you what, I think the wind has died though, Laurie. I really don't think it's a 3 or 4 goal breeze. Bringing the ball back into play, we have David Gibbs runs across looking for the number 8 in Matthew Armstrong for North Geelong. He can't get possession. Under the hammer a bit from Anderton, and it is pushed over on the far side of the ground, about central way between the wing and the forward pocket. So
should have 3/4 time down the line in just a moment, AFL, but the ball thrown in the half-forward flank for Thomson once again. Well, Hearn in the middle of the pack, and he's been there all day, but unfortunately can't get the footy up. Umpire Stokes with the footy, half-forward flank out of side here at Osborne Park. Ball comes to ground. Players not able to control it. Costello tries to break through the pack, can't do so. Sacks on the mill once again, and the umpire will throw it up again.
Very scrappy though, Eric, isn't it?
Very, very scrappy at the moment, and well, I suppose North Geelong quite prepared to bottle it up at this stage in the 3rd quarter. Ball comes down the ground once again. Wolfenden chips the ball across. Good lead there from Harris from Thomson. Takes the mark in the centre here at Osborne Park. Kicks it to the lead of Cowans, leaving towards half forward. Well, unfortunately for him, Daniel Ruck went behind, went without it. Ball comes across to Mickey Gann in the forward line, and it's Lockwood taking the saving mark at full back. Goes looking for Daryl Jones. Well, he needs some assistance. He gets it from David Gibbs. Gibbs chips it there to Russell Hearn. Can't control it, but it crashes his way through a tackle. Gets clear. Now on the left foot, looks for the safety of the boundary line, because he had absolutely nothing to kick to further up the ground.
No one seemed to want to tackle him either.
No, and he's running pretty straight and pretty hard.
It was good play there, Eric. I think he looked up and he was going to... Right on his kick was Mick Gann, and was going to put it right down his throat, so I knew he'd right option out of bounds.
And Djokovic high in the air, gets the tap clear to Daniel Gibbs. He kicks towards half forward, off from behind. A little bit too much height there was Peacock, and Peacock of Thomson chips it across to Maharis in the centre of the ground. He chips it further, and goodness, it's all Thomson there. Justin takes the mark. Handball to Mickey Gann. Mickey Gann to full forward. Great defensive work by the young man, Friars. Well, there's the ball chipped across by Sakita. I don't know what he was trying to do. He's kicked it straight into the arms of Mark Cowan. He's run 25 yards, had a bounce and gone bang, and has kicked his 4th goal. So Thomson now, with that goal, hit the front. 8 goals, 5-53. They lead North Geelong 7-9-51. That's on the Lexus to Wyndham scoreboard, and that's 23 minutes gone, 3rd quarter.
I know what Mario was thinking of then. I think that's a learning curve, isn't it?
That was Sakita, I think.
Sakita, sorry, yeah. You don't do those sort of things on the back line, and once Mark Cowan saw those goals, he was going for home, and
fastest I've seen Mark Cowan move, actually.
You'd like to kick him like that all day, wouldn't you?
I tell you what, I don't mean to sing the praises, Laurie, but you've been around and especially tied up with a lot of junior footy. This young Angelic,
he looks like he's going to be a good player, Peter.
I'd love to see him palm the ball, or be taught how to palm the ball.
Yeah, I think he'll learn that though as he goes along though, and he's only 16 or 17. And
16.
Yep.
So ball from the centre circle once again. It's eluded all players in the Thomson forward line. Cowans comes to meet it. Back on his preferred side, but a great tackle, Daryl Jones, and the North Geelong defenders able to stem the tide. Comes out, Daniel Gibbs can't take possession.
I think Plugger should have given it off then. He had a couple of blokes running past him and said, oh no thanks.
I think he had the goals in his sights. Unfortunately, he couldn't get on his preferred left foot, and the ball's out of bounds, half forward flank. This time in front of the Social Club here at Osborne Park. from the ruck contest there. It's been pushed straight back to the boundary once again.
I mean, that was poor play really though, Peter. I mean, he should have just put it off with a hand and would have probably been an easy goal. And look, it's important, the goals there on the board for Thomson.
Oh, every goal's worth two. Ball up, Gardner over the back of the pack, only to punch it down to Price. Very quickly onto boot, looking for Harrington up the ground, but can't quite get there, and chipping in is young Oakley. Oakley crosses the ball towards Gann, not the best of kicks, misses the target, and running through the middle of the ground for North Geelong, we have young Gibbs. Gibbs, little chip kick out in front, but bit of a scurry there from, I think it's young Petterwood, doing a fair bit of defending, turns, North Geelong, shot at goal, and 1 point.
Zitko again. So Mario Zitko, unfortunately, just offline with the left foot, and takes North Geelong 7-10-52. They trail Thomson 8-5-53, and that's 25.5 minutes into the third quarter of the Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard quarter.
Again, looking to bring the ball in, only a little chip kick as far as Steen. It's the first time I've seen him chip the ball to Steen. Steen in turn goes to Daniels. Daniels back to Gann under pressure, gets the quick hands over, and a long kick down there through Thomson player out in front of Anderton. Anderton can't get control. Jones running very, very hard at the ball, does, and gets a quick handball over to Lockwood. Lockwood in turn pushes it towards Sakita. Sakita wrapped up in a tackle, but still manages to get hands off the ground through Lockwood, but ball bounces back through Lockwood. He can't get it out. Hearn does very quickly through the middle of the ground. He runs, makes space now, and a little chip pass, but I think it's only gone as far as Peacock, is it?
Yep.
There's Peacock of Thomson. Kicks it back from whence it's come. Long kick over the centre. Players, well, no one able to take the mark. Gibbs, Daniel tries to pick up the crumbs, but it's a Morrison and Thomson. Handball to Justin. He's kicked it high to the full forward position. In front there was Cowan, just edged under the footy, and Daniel Ruck does a fine job, but well, the ball's come back to Anderton. Well, in the meantime, it's amazing. I think the goal might have been kicked, but the boundary umpire, in fact, has called the ball out of bounds, and it was long before the kick was even gone, I think. So, boundary umpire standing on his dig there. The Thomson players are naturally disappointed because the ball went through the goals.
And we've got another change, Morrison coming off and Wolfenden coming back on wearing the number 29, which is a bit away from the normal 12.
From the throw, Justin takes the footy over to Dale Menzies by hand, over to Timmy Gardner by hand. Paddy Burns tackled high. And finally the ball is cleared from the danger area by the North Geelong defence, and out of bounds this time in front of the social club here at Osborne Park. And that
was a shocking phone call, mate.
Wasn't it ever?
That one nearly took us offline.
I think it did for a minute.
And I reckon that was a great touch there. Peter Waugh, the president of North Geelong, pushing it back over the boundary line. Did you like that?
Yeah.
From the throw, Maheris takes the handball over to Timmy Gardner. He punches it in the direction there of Paul Price, and ahead of Price the ball runs over the boundary line. Interesting story. Paul Price, chairman of selectors at Thomson last year and playing this year at North Geelong. So he'd be keen to do well today, I'd imagine. Boundary umpire with the footy, 30 metres from the behind post, deep in the forward area for Thomson. Late in this third quarter, up high over the pack there was Daniel Gibbs, can't take the footy, comes to Justin, handball across looking for Timmy Gardner, but the ball's kicked off the ground to the centre of the ground. Rod Peacock, handball across there to his teammate in
young Oakley.
Oh. The ball kicked to half forward flank, and well, umpire said everything's in order. The mark taken by Maheris, and kicked just to the 50-metre line. Justin now. Really, Kane Harrington copped a fairly heavy one, stopped the ball there, and Justin, he's going to be kicking from 60. Couldn't possibly see him kicking a goal from here, but certainly get it deep into the forward area. Well, it's a good-looking kick. It's just offline. Well, Thomson players up high, but offhand, it's forced through by the North Geelong defence.
Was that old fella with the headband, mate?
Yes, the old head on the young shoulders. So another behind to Thomson, 8-6-54. Trail lead North Geelong 7-10-52 as the siren sounds. So on the Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard, three-quarter time here at Osborne Park, and it shows Thomson 8:6:54, leading North Geelong 7:10:52, and Rick McLeod being very vocal towards the North Geelong hierarchy there. However, that is the three-quarter time score here. We'll go to a break at the studio. When we come back, Peter Walker and Laurie de Goldie with an estimation of a very interesting third.